Pakistan cricket at its best. 1 minute down, next minute up.
Sadiq here for PakPassion, bringing you another exclusive interview. Great to be joined by a gentleman who, during his playing days, was known as Golden Arm, affectionately, former Pakistan all-rounder. He was part of some of the greatest Pakistan teams in history, 76 test matches scoring over 4,000 runs, 122 ODI scoring over 2,600 runs. He took 177 international wickets, over 14,000 first-class runs and 153 wickets in first-class cricket. Top coach, worked all around the world, former Pakistan and Kenya head coach, worked for the Emirates Cricket Board, did some fantastic work for the ICC at the Academy in Dubai, and produced some of the greatest players Pakistan has produced. When he was director at the National Cricket Academy, as I said, did some great work for the Pakistan Cricket Board when he was working there. Great to be joined by Mudassar Nazar. Mudi bhai, hope you're well.
I'm good. All good here.
Mudi bhai, what's in the news at the moment is the new contract system, and the major change is that it's going to be classified by format specialisms. What do you make of that? Because previously it was just sort of category, it didn't matter what format you played.
I'm a little confused myself. I've been trying to make some sense of it, but until there's some more news from the PCB, we're all in the dark. Listen, what it needed doing was actually bringing it home to the players that your standard contracts are given to you on account of your performances. And it's not just your international performances, your domestic performance as well. Especially those guys who go into the rehab and they come straight back into the Pakistan team without playing first-class cricket or without playing any sort of cricket. And I could name you 10 guys who's abused the system in the last 5 to 6 years. And I think that is what they've tried to address. They tried to bring it home to the players that domestic cricket is very important. And quite rightly, it is important, and not just for the sake of cricket in Pakistan, for the sake of these players as well. They don't realize how important it is, especially when you're off form or even in form, how good it is for them to go back into domestic cricket, perform well, they keep themselves fit, and then they're back in the groove and come back to Test cricket or international cricket in the best frame of mind, and they have their rhythm going for them.
Mudi bhai, what the PCB is trying to convey, the message they're trying to convey is that they're trying to make it a little bit fairer for test specialists, offering them financial support because they haven't got the T20 franchise leagues to play in, etc. Do you think the way they've done it is actually improving it for those guys?
No, I think what they're trying to do is bring it home to the players that Test cricket is very, very important. At the moment, if you look at what Pakistani players are doing, and they're not the only one, all across the world, when you're in the dressing rooms with the under-19s, with the A team, all they talk about is the franchise cricket. Most of them are not interested in playing red ball cricket. And we are rapidly moving away from a longer format. We have Australia, England, and India. They are still pursuing that format. But the rest of us are moving away from it. And at the end of the day, we know that the deal is Test cricket. And if there's no Test cricket, there's not going to be any cricket. Well, certainly for the future, I mean, franchise cricket may survive. You've seen one-day cricket come in, and for 30-odd years, it was the supreme format. And then all of a sudden, 2020 came in, and 50 overs been put on the back burner. But the real test comes for cricketers, especially people like me, is Test cricket. And if we try and deviate from Test cricket, I don't think there will be any cricket left in the next 20, 25 years. It is very short-sightedness when you have, especially the administrators, who think, well, the dollars are coming with 2020 cricket, and let's just just concentrate on 2020. And I think we are misguided if this is what we're going to pursue.
I've spoken with some of the current international players, obviously off the record, and they said that they haven't got a clue which contract they're in, and they were not consulted in terms of the new system, which is a little bit worrying, isn't it?
It is worrying. I think they should have been brought on board. I think they all are misguided, PCB as well as the players. They need to be on board. But, let us be very honest that some of the players have absolutely abused the system. It's not just in Pakistan. You see, I go back to people like Sehwag. When he was coming towards the end of his career, he was unfit most of the time, but come IPL season, he was always available. And there are a number of players in Pakistan who are doing that. And so maybe some of them are being silly. They don't realize what impact it has on their longevity in cricket. I can give you my example. My son had started to go to school in Manchester in the late 80s. And the last couple of years of my international life, all I did was play international cricket for Pakistan. I couldn't play the 4-day format in Pakistan, and I didn't like going to Hyderabad, Sakkar, Multan, and all these places where I had been playing throughout my life. And my cricket suffered. And eventually I had to walk away from cricket. And if I go back to what has happened, Shaheen Afridi, Babar Azam, they could have got back into the group very quickly had they gone back into first-class cricket in Pakistan. You look at Shaheen Afridi, fantastic bowler, my student, and I suffer when I see him suffering. But he should have gone back into first-class cricket after he came back from injury. You see him come into bowl in red ball cricket. First 4-5 overs is fine, and all of a sudden, the speed started to decline. Let me tell you from a captain's point of view, if we go into a test match or in a first-class match, well, let's just talk about test cricket, and you have an ace bowler like Shaheen Afridi, who's bowling at 140 miles an hour in the first hour. When the chips are down after tea, the other team is 220 for 2, you need to take a couple of wickets, otherwise looking down the barrel. And captain looks around, he will go to the only bowler who's going to, again, bowl at 140. If he looks at somebody who's going to bowl at 125, 130 in his third spell, he ain't looking at him. That means you're going to lose the test match. So, similar situation with the batting. If your top batsman is out of form, you are in trouble with the other teams 400 plus. So these guys must take heat. They must play first-class cricket in Pakistan. Right. I do go along with the players. They are the ones who bring in money. They always have done. My father was paid 10 rupee for the test match. I was, for my test match, first test match, played 1,000 rupee. Then it increased. And in our time, we were pretty wealthy. So I'm all for all these cricketers making an awful lot of money. And all this nonsense about giving them 2 franchise leagues or 1 franchise league, and it never works. Players always win. No, let them play all these franchise cricket. But if you want to give them central contracts, make sure they're available for you throughout the year. And if it means they have to say goodbye to 1 or 2 of the franchise tournament, be it. Otherwise, they should refuse to sign the central contracts, and make themselves available as and when they're available for Pakistan. But even that is not really right. But when you look at 12, 13, 14 years of age, how much the cricket board supports them, invest in them, and when they become top players, great players, and they walk away from the national team, I think it's very unfair.
When you say players are abusing the system, Mudibhai, can you just clarify what you mean? Are you talking about players being injured for 4-day cricket, etc.?
When you got a problem with your shoulder, when you got a problem with your back, no physiotherapist in the world can tell you whether it's genuine. They may treat you, but you've got a bad shoulder, you've got a bad back. throughout the year, and all of a sudden franchise cricket comes on and you're fine. No, that is what I mean by abusing the contract.
Would he buy for many years?
The contract came in.
Yeah.
The central government contract came in for the welfare of Pakistan cricketers or welfare of world cricketers. But they were not there to be abused, and they have been abused, not just by Pakistani cricketers from all over the world.
When we talk about the welfare of cricketers, focusing just on Pakistani players, Murray Bhai, there's no players association in Pakistan. Do you think that's an issue? Because a players association would stick up for the players.
We've made multiple attempts at forming an association. In fact, my career finished because of the association. I finished up carrying the torch. Imran, me, and that, all of them left it to me and they walked away from it. And I finished up fighting with the PCB of that time. And eventually I had to take the heavy punishment and walk away from cricket. No, it is never going to work in Pakistan. We've been too selfish. When going got tough, I looked around and there was nobody there. And I, being a senior player, I finished up talking. The only guy in the end I asked to come and help me was Ramiz Raja, who was a very junior player at that time. I had to take on the might of PCB. I had to take on the might of our national coach. I don't want to name him, a formidable name. But it didn't work. We tried. We had the likes of Hanif Mohammed and all the senior players come in the meetings. There were meetings, and everybody wanted to take the major share. And nobody wanted the association to look after all the players. They just said, no, they all wanted it for themselves. It's not going to work in Pakistan.
It's interesting that the Pakistan Cricket Board is saying that their players will be rewarded for data. They're going to be rewarding them based on data analysis, and that's going to be the driving factor and impact rather than scoring runs to boost players' averages. That can only be a good thing, can't it? On paper.
On paper, it is. Listen, data. Bob Woolmer went to Australia with 4 video analysts. The very first ball, Pollock bowled at Hayden, was driven straight past him through straight drive for 4. That was the end of the computers. Australia whitewashed them. Bob Woolmer, who loved the video analysis, it didn't work. We had people in the past, psychologists. It doesn't work. How many psychologists so far has been tried by World Cricket? Every team has tried them. Then they had to walk away from them. These are fancy words. And then Pakistan, in the recent past, been talking about online coaching. It's rubbish. Doesn't work.
What do you buy Aaqib Javed? Let's talk about him. He's somebody who you know very well. He's done a lot of work with the National Cricket Academy, worked with a lot of bowlers over the years. He's got a very high profile within Pakistan cricket at the moment. And sort of the response is a little bit mixed. Some people say he's trying hard. Some people saying that he's the reason Pakistan cricket is in such a mess at the moment because he's been given too much responsibility, too much authority. What's your take on it?
Well, first of all, it's nice to have that kind of backing. And he has that. I had that with Naseem Asher. Has he got Pakistan cricket in a mess? Pakistan cricket was in Maya before he walked into this job. I never liked him taking the selector's job. I didn't want him to be selector. I didn't speak to him. But I knew he was going to get into trouble. The 2 jobs you don't take in Pakistan, no, 3 jobs. Cricket coach, head coach, fielding coach, and batting coach. You don't take these 3 jobs in Pakistan. You're asking, it's a poison chalice. It's coming. It's taken on such a mighty job, and this is where these spin pitches and rubbish pitches come in, because Pakistan cricket at the moment, instead of looking at the root cause of their demise, are concocting, trying to find solution. Instead of looking at what needs to be done. Pakistan, all these chairmen who come in, non-cricketers, they come in, the poor guys under pressure straight away. They're looking at Islamabad all the time. They're brought in, have they got 6 months, have they got 4 months, have they got just one test match, one day game? As soon as it is, in fact, even they don't even have to lose a game before the journalists and former players, they start to get on their back. And then what do they do? Pakistan team loses. All they want to do is look after the Pakistan team, and get a decent result here and there, and maybe take a breather. Oh, we're okay now for the next 3-4 months. No, the very next game, the knives are going to be out. Instead of looking at our club cricket, instead of looking at our infrastructure, instead of looking at how we can bring crowds back to the cricket. Cricket is not that popular in Pakistan anymore. It's a myth. It's a flimsy idea that Pakistan people are in love with the sport. Where are those people? I'm told that the other day, Sialkot wanted to, assemble 4 teams, play 4 teams among themselves, and then, select a very strong squad. They couldn't make 4 teams. They want enough players. There are rumors that there's no club cricket. Well, it's not rumor, but what is right is that these clubs who cannot field a team. I saw it happen in Kenya, Kenya was in 2003 flying high. All of a sudden, through ministerial intervention, they started to lag behind, and they started to fight among themselves. And then I saw in 2006, 2007, Nairobi provincial tournament, it was the premier tournament, and every game started to get called off because both teams had either 7 players, 9 players. They started to call off. Today, there is no cricket in Kenya, only by name, and Pakistan has gone that way. There's no cricket grounds in Pakistan. There's no age group. We will not have a 19 tournament this year. In fact, we started it 1 game, but I think this first day they called it off since, and there's not been an under 19 tournament. Forget about Pakistan team. Look at our neighbors, what they've done. IPL came in, they made stacks of money. What did they do with that money? They gave it to the association. They built stadiums, the grounds for them. They arranged age group cricket for them. And look at where India is. Yesterday I was watching Indian women team. And then I was looking at cricket with the A team. Then I'm looking at the national team. They were winning hands down. There's no competition anymore. This is where the Indian cricket has gone. And I know people won't like it when I talk about India like this. But that is the hard fact. But Allah Ta'ala ekdam se un pe mehreban nahi ho gaya. They put things in place. They used that money they made very, very, very sensibly. And this is why they are not rubbing shoulders with Australia and England.
It's interesting you say, Mudibhai, it's interesting you say that as a former Pakistan head coach yourself, it's interesting you say that in Pakistan cricket there's 3 jobs you don't take: head coach, batting coach, and fielding coach. Why is that, Mudibhai?
Because look at Pakistan fielding from day one. There was a time in the 80s when we weren't a bad fielding side. But since then, there's hardly any fitness in Pakistan. Fielding is related to fitness as well. We are one of the worst sides in the world. You seen women cricket the other day. How many catches have they dropped? Batting, the collapse after collapse. Both national team, women and Pakistan national team. We've got 2020 specialists opening in the test matches. We hardly had any technique. Give me one name. Well, I can give you one name who came through 2020 and became a world-class player. That was David Warner. High quality player. But rest of them, they may graduate from test cricket into 2020 cricket and make a name for themselves. All the greatest one-day cricketers or batsmen have been the likes of Inzamam, Jay Surya, Brian Lara, Sachin. All of these have got triple hundreds and double hundreds, stacks of hundreds. You know why? Because they had basic technique there, solid technique. And they were the ones who played for 20 years, international cricket for 20 years. Not came in the team, performed well for 1 year, 2 years, and then we never heard of them.
Mudi, on the point of fitness, it's interesting you should mention that because obviously, as somebody who worked at the National Cricket Academy, you were the director there, you were in charge. You put a lot of emphasis on fitness, discipline, etc. I always remember you telling me about the Umar Akmal incident where you told him to go home because he wasn't taking things seriously. At the moment, PCB is saying that they will be doing fitness tests for the players, but they won't be revealing which players are not fit enough or lacking fitness. Are you a little bit surprised about that?
Listen, Mickey Arthur came in with this idea. There were fitness testing before the series, in between the series and after. And it did really well. Pakistan started to do well. And all of a sudden, his main man started to lack fitness. And he did away from fitness testing, or that fitness testing wasn't as it should have been. And that was Mickey's downfall. So in the past, we've always talked about fitness testing in Pakistan. It's like infrastructure in Pakistan. Cricket, we always talk about it. We go and make budgets and all that, and then nothing ever gets done. Everything gets approved, but finally nothing gets done. It's the same with fitness. We talk about academy players were driven to start at 5:30 in the morning. After 12 weeks, when they would finish in September, go into Pakistan team, and they were the fittest. They were fitter than the rest of the team, but 3-4 of them would join Pakistan team by that time. You see them again in the next 2-3 years, they're back to where the rest of the team.
Well, Mudi, it's a bit of a sad state of affairs. I'm sure we'll catch up once again. I think Pakistan are playing West Indies next test series. So, as I say, I'm sure we'll catch up either before or after that series. But always interesting to hear your views. And thank you very much for your time once again.
I'm sorry that tonight I've sounded very negative, but when you read papers every morning and when you see where the state of affairs is, obviously you're dismayed, and then I don't want to be this negative. I hope I have seen the press conferences. I've seen in the last couple of days what has happened in Pakistan. I hope that things turn around and Pakistan back at its full force.
Yeah, absolutely, Mudi. I think your feelings are very similar to many Pakistani cricket followers. In fact, a lot of my friends have stopped watching cricket altogether now, Pakistan cricket anyway. But yeah, I mean, we can only hope that these changes that they're implementing and they're bringing in have the right results. But it's going to take a long time, isn't it?
It's a 5 to 10 year project.
Yeah, we've fallen so
who's got
behind.
that kind of time? Maybe Mohsin Naqvi has that kind of time. No other chairman has that kind of time.
Yeah.
But you need to put things in place, not just the NCA. You need to put things in place.
Yeah. Woody bhai, thanks very much. Take care.
Okay. Cheers.
Thank you.
Khuda Hafiz.